this needs to stop, and we're gonna go there and make sure they understand that we're still fighting and we're not gonna back down at all. Because PNC is willing to write a new loan, so they just wrote back in my family from buying it back. So that's the only thing. We are gonna go there and let them know that what's wrong, that our family can obtain our home back.
Being on this property, Freddie Mac owns it, and they will make arrests. So it's another example of Freddie Mac using taxpayer dollars to use our public police force to intimidate peaceful. We're actually not even protesting today, we're celebrating. And apparently we can't even celebrate on the property according to Freddie Mac. So yet another reason why Freddie Mac needs some large-scale change, and we're going to go to Chicago today and deliver that message.
Occupy Homes is taking the leadership on the Cruz family and bringing that case again to Freddie Mac in Chicago, but they're not alone. So groups all over the country are going to be protesting at Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac offices in 4 cities this week, and then together in D.C. later this month. And people who are fighting to help individual homeowners stay in their homes, or community organizations and advocacy organizations that are trying to help thousands or millions of homeowners are all running up against Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae as really one of the primary barriers. Even if you can force in an individual case or through policies or lawsuits or settlements the banks to act somewhat more responsible, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, ironically, huge financial institutions that are now owned and totally bailed out by the taxpayers, are going beyond even what's smart business. You know, there's cases like this all over the country, big and small, where it would make more sense for business, more sense for banks and the taxpayers and homeowners for family to be in their home, and they're really pursuing this radical agenda of wanting to take homes and sell them in mass at large discounts to the very people that caused the financial crisis.
With Freddie Mac, things are exponentially more difficult because they're faceless, because they use taxpayer dollars. So you would think we would have more control, but in fact it has become more difficult to target them because they have a policy about never selling a home back to the family. So what's different about this time is we're the Freddie and Fannie 99, we're calling ourselves. And with that, that means that there are 99 people representing the struggle against Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, and we're getting together around the nation. So rather than having the focal point on one family, we're spotlighting families all across the nation. We're kicking that off tomorrow in Chicago with actions in Atlanta and in Chicago at regional headquarters. And there's going to be people from cities like Detroit and Milwaukee and Madison coming in. And then on Wednesday, there will be actions in LA and New York. So we're doing our Midwest kickoff, and then it'll spread out to the coast, and we'll be targeting regional headquarters out there. This is all just a launch, right, to target the national headquarters in Washington, D.C.
To let them know that it's not only our house, but it's many houses, and just to basically tell them to just let us buy the house. There's nothing wrong with our family getting back in our home because PNC is working already with us.